Hey everyone, this is Uthris, and welcome back to Medieval Engineers, the Let's Build series where we build some cool stuff. So, last episode we built a depot. This episode we're going to go into a little bit more of a capital building sense. Our governmental structure. I'm going to be building a small courthouse. And then if that turns out really well, I might end up actually making some sort of town hall attachment to it, or make the courthouse actually attached to a town hall, and you can have kind of this all-in-one governmental structure for a town center and things of that nature. So let's see, this is going to be a fairly small courthouse. I'm thinking it'll maybe have just 2 wings of courts, and then a lobby area where people can meet. It's almost going to be like a Greek forum format, so it's going to be a fairly open space in the lobby area, and then a straight back courtroom, and then a right courtroom as well. I think the inline courtroom will end up being larger. And I just lost all my sound. Or not. Huh. It's only making the place block when I'm placing on the grass. It's a little weird, but we'll just keep going. The game is in alpha, as previously stated, and it shall remain in alpha for a while. Today's update was a siege mode for the game, which is interesting. It's almost as if you can set rules and guidelines to allow PvP to happen in a controlled manner. I'm not 100% sure if I'm a fan of it, just because the how do I want to explain this? The amount of control is limited, for one, and I feel like it can pretty much already be done. To add a specific game mode felt a little redundant to me. As you can see, also I'm trying to create a more of a grand entryway here. But yeah, the game mode just feels redundant to me just because of the fact that you can pretty much do everything already in the game. You can have PvP if you want. You just need to organize people in such a way that it's possible. I mean, this does help, and I can see definitely the purpose or thought process as to why they might think it's nice to have, and it is. But it's just not a major gameplay thing, because once survival comes out, that'll just naturally replace that in the sense of gameplay. Now in the long term, it might be used as a specific game mode to test or just do simple PvP matches. That way you don't have to worry about what you're building, and you're just kind of getting stuff done. Okay. It's a real shame. Hold on one second. The free block rotation mod is broken for me, and so a lot of my details are going to be lost due to that, and I have to come up with new ways to kind of make it work, you could say. And build up a nice pillar here, something like that, and maybe can I add any detail using this? It looks like I'll be able to. So I am definitely trying to shoot for a grand sort of structure. Then from here we need, it's gonna have 2 little bell towers. It might be pretty cool to do. It will start to look a little churchy because of it. But towers, I think, can make a good aesthetic for a lot of buildings, especially when you're doing this kind of older style. And these will be relatively short. No need to make them giant and imposing. Then a common thing with these type of buildings is having this nice facade and a nice angle to mark the roof. And the roof will go back. I'm thinking just a little bit more. Is this a nice odd number now? Yep. That'll help with the placement of doors, of course. This is going to be a small courtroom. It's just going to be a 3 by 5, I think. Something like that. And this back courtroom will be a 5 by, not 5, let's go 5 by 8, I guess. And then let's go ahead and place some windows along here. Probably gonna run into an issue of it being an even space, so we're gonna have to grab the larger, not the larger per se, but the centered version of a window to fit in there. Let's see. I think it's always best to put the door in the actual room that you have it dividing into. It usually makes the room feel a little bit more spacious. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then we'll go over here, and I think I'm gonna leave this section open just due to needing an entryway into the town hall if we decide to go that route. Oh shit. Okay, that just happened. Gotta remember blocks work with gravity here and not let that happen again. So, something like this with a taller middle door. Just trying to make it look a little bit more grand of an entryway. And then what we can do is just extend the tower one more. Give it a nice... Actually, I think we're going to leave that plain and just do an exposed wooden top here. Oh, okay, this is broken. Why is that broken? This so has to do with my move objects on bug that I'm getting. So I can't place that, so I'm going to have to try and use the modded version of the wooden piece here to try and place that small triangle for our towers. and it will work just fine. We're gonna keep the red roof theme from Lothloria in terms of looks to kind of mark the government building. And then it is supposed to look fairly like a bell tower. I didn't plan for this, so I actually have to remove the top. Replace it like so. Would also like to have some windows in it too. So in fact, I'm gonna take it down to the bare bones here and throw in some windows on the way up. Should have thought this through a little bit better when I was making this, but it's okay. It is what it is. Let's see if this looks right. Yeah, that looks right. Another door. Let's see. See if I can't just skip around a little bit on this thing. Alright, a bit more project progress has been made. Kind of touched up the front facade a little bit, trying to add little details, start breaking up the surfaces and adding colors and different shapes. And it's starting to turn out pretty well, I have to say. The bell towers definitely look the part right now, and the tall order pillars are working out. So at this point, it's pretty much going to be turning into a finished structure. I'm gonna go with the solid wood supports just because I think it will look the best right now. So something like that. Kind of like having that window there. Just adds a little section of detail. So let's see if we can't. Solid wall here. This back wall doesn't have any windows specifically, so the judge feels pretty safe in his own court. There are a few side windows, and I'll probably add a spot or so of buttressing to kind of break up the surface in areas. Let's see, is this the cross-shaped one? Yep. Now obviously the courtrooms, they don't need to have this wicked tall ceiling with support beams. That's just a little overkill, I think. It'll definitely kind of cement a church feel, which is not what I'm going for. So that's why I'm not making it really any taller than this. But what I do want to have is support pillars every other block, I think. Ugh. So something like that. And then we just mirror it on this side. I really think the snap point on these are broken half the time, which can be very frustrating when trying to build up shapes like these. do that. Oh, not what I want. Need another triangle piece. I'm so used to rotating these blocks in a weird manner. Maybe it doesn't really need that, and I can just support those with a pillar on the inside. Is there supposed to be a window? Yes. If I support this with just a pillar, does that look weird? A little bit. It might be best if I just do wooden. Like so. This will give it some believability at least. And maybe even a diagonal, just for added support. Again, this is the larger courtroom, so it's going to have quite a roof span. The only problem was if I could actually place the roof. May have to cheat the system a little bit just to get these things to work. Okay, that didn't work either. Tell you what, this episode's already running a little long, so I'm going to go ahead and do a full skip to the end, and we can talk about everything and all the design choices here in a moment. Okay, everyone, so this is the finished, at least outer shell of our courthouse. I'm going to do a town hall addition onto it probably in the next episode. Detail wise, this isn't up to par quite yet, but I'm getting a little tired, so I'm going to try and wrap this episode up on it. We have just minor support pillars running along the walls here. It does have a bit of a churchy feel, but I think most government buildings have a bit of a churchy feel just because of how grand they are and how open they can be. So you'll just have to kind of get past that feeling and then just kind of take it as it is, I guess. Inside here we have kind of just an open forum. And obviously people can meet their clients and talk strategy out here in somewhat of an open space and get to know other people in the town hall government office. This side entrance here, this is going to be where it connects to the town hall, and as you can see, it's a pretty open section. This side is unfurnished. This is actually going to be one of the smaller courtrooms, and I furnished the big one, and you can kind of just imagine what this one will look like when you walk in here. So this is the large courtroom. It has multiple pews, kind of dividing small barriers from like a standing area to a sitting area, and these sitting areas are reserved for the people that are kind of more closer to the case. Plaintiffs, defendants, and then we have kind of the judge's chair and a witness stand. The box on the other side is for like guards. And you can climb up here. I wish chairs were usable, but alas, not yet. And it does have a pretty nice feeling, I think. You have a very nice commanding view from up here. You can see everything and definitely proceed over the hearings. So I think it turned out pretty well, at least in most of the detailing, things like that. It does still feel a little churchy, but I think the more details we add, that'll get cleaned up fairly quickly. Like kind of the front facade of the desk, and then of course the smaller kind of witness stand and kind of guard wing over here. So that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching as always. If you guys have any suggestions on what might fix the churchiness of it, let me know, because I'm kind of running out a little dry in terms of that line of thought. If you have any suggestions on what to build next, let me know in the comments down below as well, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.